Alright, I'm going to talk about some of our nectar troops here pretty soon. We have, currently there's 3, and it looks like they're going to be expanding to more. We've got the Shaman, which takes up 8 spots in our boat. We have the Dwarf, which takes up 2 spots in our boat. And then we have Odin's Hounds, which is going to take up 10 spots in our boat. I'm going to start off with talking about the Shaman, and then here in a little bit I'll talk about the Dwarf. I can't talk about the Odin's Hounds yet. I've used them once, but I don't have them yet. So here comes the Shaman. The Shaman's job is to protect your troops from enemy towers and turrets. Biggest thing that I've seen so far is a bug that they haven't quite worked out yet. And this town won't do what I needed to do. The way the Shaman and the Warhorns are conflicting with each other is causing them to actually malfunction, so that when they come together they'll actually stop what they're doing and they're just going to stand there and let everybody else go off and die. Alright, I'm going to use this one here for my example, I believe. If you drop your units and you drop your people, then the Shaman will actually provide a bubble which creates an armor which will guard the soldiers from the actual fire coming in from the towers. Very simple. The only downside is the Shaman, unless you upgrade him, is actually fairly pitiful. He's going to die easily just by standing out in the open. They're really not worth the bang for the buck for the 8 that you have to pay for them. But that being said, I do like using them for every now and again if I have them available. And computer error. I hit a button I shouldn't have. So I'm just going to drop in my troops and make the Shaman cover them. I'm going to go ahead and throw them together real quick. What happens if your troop dies? Your Shaman will end up leaving the troops that he's with and going off to support another non-Shaman troop. Just like your Warhorns will go off to stand next to other non-Warhorns. And in a nutshell, that's your Shaman. Alright, now I'm going to talk about the differences between the wall breakers and your Dwarves. The wall breakers and Dwarves are both explosive units. The wall breaker is designed to break down your wall, and the Dwarves are actually designed to go after the resources. Both units are suicide squads. They're going to hit the wall, they're going to hit the building, and they're going to go boom. And the boom is a beautiful sight, especially when it lets you into the wall or steals other people's gold and beer. So I've already got my troops banked. The way you can check that, if you don't already know, which I know most of you probably do, you just click on your boat, click on your troops, and it'll tell you what you have. I have 139 archers, 8 wall breakers, and 15 dwarfs. Now I'm going to launch my attack. This is what I was talking about in the Archer video with this opening right here. If I was a betting person, sorry, I would say there's most likely going to be at least a hammer trap there or a dragon. Alright, first thing I'm going to do when I launch my attack, I'm going to scout out the area. If I like what I see, I'm going to go ahead and, in this case, I'm actually going to drop my archers first. I'm going to put them over here by the docks where nobody's at. Let them start racking up their kill. Now I'm going to use my wall breakers. I'm not going to use all of them at once. I'm just going to drop a couple, let them try to break in the wall. Hopefully they don't die on their way in. And this is a bad example of my wall breakers. what I was intending to do is I'm going to try to break open the hole before I dropped in my dwarves. The dwarves are going to go after the resources. In this case, they're trying to break down the wall in order to get into the canisters. Not really working the way they're supposed to, because they're actually not designed to take out the walls. Which has been the biggest complaint about them, is they don't pack as much of a punch as your wall breaker. The thing I like about them is the fact that they actually do go after the buildings, not just the walls. And that's my quick tutorial on the wall breakers and the dwarves. And fast forwarding towards the end, all I've got left is Thor. I forgot to drop him earlier. I got 47%, so I'm not going to get 100%. And I'm well aware of that, so I'm just getting my 50, and I'm going to go ahead and get out. And that'll conclude this quick 6-minute tutorial that I had set up for the dwarves and the shamans. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work out the way I was hoping to with the wall breaker and the dwarves. But hey, it happens.